Shedeur Sanders, the promising young quarterback, has finally spoken out and confirmed a bombshell that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community. The star quarterback, known for his impressive performances on the field and his incredible ability to adapt to the spotlight, has made it clear that he's committed to the Cleveland Browns for the foreseeable future. In a recent media interaction, Sanders set the record straight, putting to rest any rumors or speculations about his departure from the team. His declaration has completely shifted the narrative that had been circulating in the media, and it seems like the Browns have found their franchise quarterback for the long haul. This revelation comes at a time when Shedeur Sanders is playing at a high level for the Browns, and his performance on the field is only solidifying the idea that he's the right man for the job. There have been whispers over the past months about his future with the team, with some questioning whether Sanders was really the answer for the Browns at quarterback. However, Sanders himself put all those doubts to rest in a clear and unequivocal statement. During a media session when asked about the rumors surrounding his future with the team, Sanders was direct and confident in his response. He explained that the speculation about him leaving was just that, speculation. Sanders made it abundantly clear that he's not going anywhere. His commitment to the Browns is unwavering, and he's fully aligned with the vision that the franchise has for him. In fact, Sanders went as far as to say that he is completely in sync with the direction the team is headed under head coach Kevin Stefanski. This statement was a resounding message to both fans and critics alike that Sanders is in this for the long term. His words were a direct response to the media's attempt to stir the pot, suggesting that there was tension between him and Stefanski. For months, there had been subtle insinuations that the relationship between Sanders and the Browns coaching staff might be on shaky ground. Some pundits even questioned whether he was truly the right fit for the team, raising doubts about his ability to lead the franchise to success. But Sanders' confirmation put all of those rumors to rest. He's not just staying with the team, he's firmly committed to becoming the face of the franchise. But this wasn't just an isolated comment from Sanders. In fact, this declaration has been building for some time now. Recently, Browns owner Jimmy Haslam met with Deion Sanders, Shedeur's father and a legendary figure in football. In that meeting, it was reported that Haslam made it crystal clear to Deion that Shedeur was going to be the future face of the Cleveland Browns. Haslam's words carried significant weight as he confirmed to Deion that the franchise was fully invested in Sanders as their quarterback for the next several seasons. This confirmation from Haslam, a figure of immense influence within the organization, solidified Sanders' status as the Browns' franchise quarterback. The meeting between Haslam and Deion Sanders was an important moment in this saga, as it provided further confirmation that the Browns had already made their decision. Despite the media's attempts to fan the flames of controversy, the organization has been unwavering in its commitment to Sanders. The team sees something special in him, and they believe that he's the quarterback who can lead them to success in the coming years. This was an incredibly significant moment for both Sanders and the Browns, as it cemented his place as the team's starting quarterback moving forward.
Hey, Caitlin! Can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
Yeah, she can't make it from there.
No chance.
Caitlin, conmigo, let's.
You got it. I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin, from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
From right here.
From there!
From anywhere.
All right, well, looks like she can do it.
For Shedeur Sanders, this declaration marks a major milestone in his career. Not only is he securing his place in the NFL, but he is also making history by becoming the face of the Cleveland Browns. The franchise, which has had its share of struggles at the quarterback position in recent years, is now placing its full trust in Sanders to guide them into a new era of success. This is no small feat, and it speaks to the immense potential that Sanders brings to the table. Of course, this move wasn't without its challenges. The media, as always, played a significant role in shaping the narrative around Sanders' future with the team. Initially, when Sanders was first drafted and began his career with the Browns, there was a sense of excitement and optimism surrounding him. However, as with any young quarterback, there were inevitable growing pains, and the media quickly jumped on every misstep. Every mistake was magnified, and there were constant questions about whether Sanders was truly the answer for the Browns. As the season progressed and Sanders continued to grow as a player, the media began to shift its narrative. They saw that he was improving, and some even started to suggest that he was the missing piece for the Browns. However, With this shift in perspective came a new wave of skepticism. Rumors started to swirl that the Browns might look to make a change at quarterback, even though Sanders was showing clear signs of progress. There were whispers that the team might move on from him in favor of a more experienced veteran or someone else who might better fit the system. Despite this, Shedeur Sanders remained undeterred. He wasn't fazed by the media's attempts to create tension between him and the coaching staff. Instead, he took the high road and stayed focused on his goal of leading the Browns to victory. His comments about being in line with what the team wants from him showed that he understands the bigger picture. Sanders knows what is expected of him, and he's ready to rise to the challenge. His confidence in himself and his ability to lead the Browns speaks volumes about his character and determination. In the aftermath of Sanders' announcement, the media has been forced to reconsider its narrative. Instead of painting him as a quarterback on the hot seat, they now have to acknowledge that he's the guy for the Browns moving forward. The question of whether or not Sanders is the right fit for the team has been answered. He is, without a doubt, the future of the franchise. This situation also highlights a larger trend in the NFL. Teams are increasingly looking to secure their future by investing in young quarterbacks who show promise and potential. The days of constantly searching for the next big thing at the position are slowly fading, and teams are beginning to place more trust in their quarterbacks to develop into long-term leaders. Shedeur Sanders represents this new wave of quarterbacks who are taking control of their destinies and becoming the faces of their respective franchises. For the Cleveland Browns, this move is a bold and exciting one. The team has struggled to find stability at the quarterback position for many years, but with Sanders now confirmed as their franchise QB, they can look forward to a more stable and successful future. There will undoubtedly be challenges ahead, but with a young, talented quarterback like Sanders at the helm, the Browns are in a strong position to make a run at the playoffs and beyond. As for Shedeur Sanders, this is just the beginning of what promises to be a long and successful career. He has already proven himself to be one of the most exciting young quarterbacks in the NFL, and with the support of the Browns organization behind him, there's no limit to what he can achieve. The pressure will be on him to lead the team to success, but Sanders is no stranger to pressure. Throughout his career, he has faced high expectations and risen to the occasion time and time again. In the coming seasons, all eyes will be on Shedeur Sanders as he looks to fulfill his potential and help the Browns reach new heights. With the full backing of the organization, the media, and the fans, Sanders is poised to become one of the league's top quarterbacks and a true leader for the Cleveland Browns. In conclusion, Shedeur Sanders' recent confirmation that he is staying with the Cleveland Browns and will be their franchise quarterback for the future has sent shockwaves through the NFL. This decision, supported by both the Browns' ownership and coaching staff, marks a significant turning point for the franchise. With Sanders at the helm, the Browns have found their long-term leader at quarterback, and the future looks brighter than ever before. The road ahead may be challenging, but with Shedeur Sanders leading the way, the Browns are on the path to success. Do you believe he has what it takes to lead the team to success in the coming seasons? How do you feel about the media's role in shaping the narrative around Sanders' future with the team? Will the Browns' faith in him pay off, or do you think there are still questions about his ability to handle the pressure of being the face of the franchise? How do you see the Browns' future with Sanders at the helm? Will they finally find stability at the quarterback position, or is it still too soon to tell?
But here's what made Lee bypassing the WNBA ecosystem.
Hey, Kaylin, you're a pretty good basketball player, but you make it from here.
Jason, show them how you make it rain from downtown.
Can you hit it from here, Caitlin? Gotta make your free throws.
Oh!
From right here.
You baller! Bet you can't do that, Caitlin.
Anyone else?
He didn't soften the language. He said explicitly that the resentment toward Caitlin Clark is guaranteed to skyrocket after this commercial aired. His argument is brutal, but simple. The veterans who built this league, who flew on commercial flights and played in empty gyms for decades, feel erased. They did the heavy lifting only to watch someone walk in and immediately get the Michael Jordan treatment. Stephen A. warned that the physical fouls, the hard checks, the freezing out that we saw last season were just the warm-up. Now that Caitlin is officially the face of Nike basketball across men's and women's sports, the target on her back just got 10 times bigger. The league is about to get nasty, and it is all because of money. Let us talk about why Nike went this aggressive with their strategy. Nike isn't a charity. They are a data-driven machine that makes calculated bets based on numbers. They saw the ratings Caitlyn generated. They saw the jersey sales. They saw lines wrapping around the block in Indianapolis. They realized immediately that she is a unicorn who transcends the sport. While the WNBA was busy trying to promote parity and spread marketing dollars across all 12 teams, Nike said, "Forget that noise. We are going all in on the star." Stephen A. Smith has been criticizing the WNBA's handling of Caitlyn from day one. He has accused them of fumbling the bag by trying to suppress her stardom just to keep other players happy. This Nike commercial exposes the league's massive strategic failure. The WNBA tried to play nice. They tried to say, "We are a league of many stars." Nike looked at the data and said, "No, you have one megastar, and we are treating her like it." The contrast is embarrassing for the league. Nike positions her as a global icon, while the WNBA treats her like just another player who needs to wait her turn and pay her dues. Stephen A. argued that this proves the WNBA has completely lost control of the narrative. Caitlyn Clark is now bigger than the league itself. When Travis Scott is in your commercial, you don't need approval from WNBA veterans anymore. You have transcended the sport. You are a cultural phenomenon. Now let's connect this to all the controversies from the past couple years. Because Stephen Smith drew a direct line between every incident and this exact moment. Remember the Chennedy Carter hip check? Remember the Angel Reese rivalry that the media tried to turn into some bitter feud? Remember the Olympic team exclusion that made absolutely no sense? Stephen said every single one of those events was a symptom of the same disease: jealousy, resentment, an organized effort by the establishment to humble Caitlyn Clark and remind her she is not special. The Olympic snub looks particularly ridiculous now. The USA Basketball Committee left the most marketable athlete in women's basketball at home, claiming she needed more experience. Meanwhile, that same athlete is now anchoring a Nike campaign bigger than the entire Olympic marketing push combined. Stephen A. called out the hypocrisy live on air. He said the gatekeepers tried to show her she wasn't above the system. And what happened? She became more famous, more wealthy, and more influential, while they looked petty and out of touch. Stephen A.'s take is essentially a victory lap. He has been saying for 2 years that the WNBA was mishandling their biggest star, and now Nike has proven him right. The corporate world recognized what the basketball establishment refused to acknowledge. Caitlyn Clark is different. She is generational, and trying to suppress that only made her bigger. Let us talk about the actual shoe, because that is what fans are waiting for. And it is a massive piece of this puzzle. The Caitlyn ones are dropping in spring 2020, and the hype is already insane. Getting a signature shoe is the rarest honor in basketball. Only a handful of WNBA players have ever had one. Breanna Stewart has one. Sabrina Ionescu has one. But the scale of Caitlyn's launch is completely different. Industry analysts aren't comparing this to a typical WNBA shoe launch. They are comparing it to the original Air Jordan release. They are expecting lines around the block. They are expecting resale markets to go absolutely crazy. Nike has already unveiled the interlocking CC logo that is getting plastered on hoodies and billboards nationwide. This logo is significant. There were multiple games where it looked like teammates ignored Caitlyn or opponents defended her with excessive force, while referees swallowed their whistles. Stephen A. believes this Nike deal will actually act as a protective shield. Now that hundreds of millions of dollars are on the line for a corporate behemoth, the league cannot afford to let their asset get damaged. Stephen A. hinted that we might see tighter whistles next season. We might see the league office stepping in to protect their investment. And if that happens, if Caitlyn starts getting the superstar calls, the resentment in locker rooms across the league is going nuclear. The Kelce brothers' inclusion was another stroke of genius that Stephen A. highlighted. The Kelces represent the NFL machine, the biggest sports entity in America. By associating Caitlyn with them, Nike is subliminally telling audiences that she is big league. She is not a niche athlete, she is a Sunday Night Football level star. This infuriates purists who want to keep the WNBA niche and for the culture, but it delights the capitalists who want to see the sport grow. Stephen A. stands firmly on the side of growth, arguing that anyone standing in the way of this expansion is an enemy of the sport's future. Stephen A. Smith just confirmed that Caitlin Clark's Nike deal isn't just big,